رب فأنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين إلى يوم الوقت المعلوم قال رب بما أغويتني لأزينن لهم في الأرض ولأغوينهم أجمعين إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين قال هذا صراط علي مستقيم إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان إلا من اتبعك من الغاوين وإن جهنم لموعدهم أجمعين لها 7 أبواب لكل باب منهم جزء مقسوم إن المتقين في جنات وعيون ادخلوها بسلام آمنين ونزعنا ما في صدورهم من غل إخوانا على سرر متقابلين لا يمسهم فيها نصب وما هم أني أنا الغفور الرحيم وأن عذابي هو العذاب الأليم ونبئهم عن ضيف إبراهيم إذ دخلوا عليه فقالوا سلاما قال إنا منكم وجلون قالوا لا توجل إنا نبشرك بغلام عليم قال أبشرتموني على أن مسني الكبر فبم تبشرون قالوا بشرناك بالحق فلا تكن من القانطين قال ومن يقنط من رحمة ربه إلا الضالون قال فما خطبكم أيها المرسلون قالوا إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم مجرمين إلا آل لوط إنا لمنجوهم أجمعين إلا امرأته قدرنا إنها لمن الغابرين فلما جاء آل لوط المرسلون قال إنكم قوم منكرون قالوا بل جئناك بما كانوا فيه يمترون وأتيناك بالحق وإنا لصادقون فأسر بأهلك بقطع من الليل واتبع أدبارهم ولا يلتفت منكم أحد وامضوا حيث تؤمرون وقضينا إليه ذلك الأمر أن دابر هؤلاء مقطوع مصبحين وجاء أهل المدينة يستبشرون قال إن هؤلاء ضيفي فلا تفضحون واتقوا الله ولا تخزون قالوا أولم ننهك عن العالمين قال هؤلاء بناتي إن كنتم فاعلين لعمرك إنهم لفي سكرتهم يعمهون فأخذتهم الصيحة مشرقين فجعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليهم حجارة من سجيل إن في ذلك لآيات للمتوسمين وإنها لبسبيل مقيم إن في ذلك لآية للمؤمنين وإن كان أصحاب الأيكة لظالمين فانتقمنا منهم وإنهما لبإمام مبين ولقد كذب أصحاب الحجر المرسلين وآتيناهم آياتنا فكانوا عنها معرضين وكانوا ينحتون من الجبال بيوتا آمنين فأخذتهم الصيحة مصبحين فما أغنى عنهم ما كانوا يكسبون وما خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وإن الساعة لآتية فاصفح الصفح الجميل إن ربك هو الخلاق العليم ولقد آتيناك 7 من المثاني والقرآن العظيم لا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم ولا تحزن عليهم واخفض جناحك للمؤمنين وقل إني أنا النذير المبين كما أنزلنا على المقتسمين الذين جعلوا القرآن عضين فوربك لنسألنهم أجمعين عما كانوا يعملون فاصدع بما تؤمر وأعرض عن المشركين إنا كفيناك المستهزئين الذين يجعلون مع الله إلها آخر فسوف يعلمون ولقد نعلم أنك يضيق صدرك بما يقولون فسبح بحمد ربك وكن من الساجدين واعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب وقرآن مبين ربما يود الذين كفروا لو كانوا مسلمين ذرهم يأكلوا ويتمتعوا ويلههم الأمل فسوف يعلمون وما أهلكنا من قرية إلا ولها كتاب معلوم ما تسبق من أمة أجلها وما يستأخرون وقالوا يا أيها الذي نزل عليه الذكر إنك لمجنون لو ما تأتينا بالملائكة إن كنت من الصادقين ما ننزل الملائكة إلا بالحق وما كانوا إذا منظرين إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون ولقد أرسلنا من قبلك في شيع الأولين وما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون كذلك نسلكه في قلوب المجرمين لا يؤمنون به وقد خلت سنة الأولين ولو فتحنا عليهم بابا من السماء فظلوا فيه يعرجون لقالوا إنما سكرت أبصارنا بل نحن قوم مسحورون ولقد جعلنا في السماء بروجا وزيناها للناظرين وحفظناها من كل شيطان رجيم إلا من استرق السمع فأتبعه شهاب مبين والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل شيء موزون وجعلنا لكم فيها معايش ومن لستم له برازقين وإن من شيء إلا عندنا خزائنه وما ننزله إلا بقدر معلوم وأرسلنا الرياح لواقح فأنزلنا من السماء ماء فأسقيناكموه وما أنتم له بخازنين وإنا لنحن نحيي ونميت ونحن الوارثون ولقد علمنا المستقدمين منكم ولقد علمنا المستأخرين وإن ربك هو يحشرهم إنه حكيم عليم ولقد خلقنا الإنسان من صلصال من حمأ مسنون والجان خلقناه من قبل من نار السموم وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من صلصال من حمأ مسنون فإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي فقعوا له ساجدين فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون إلا إبليس أبى أن يكون مع الساجدين قال يا إبليس ما لك ألا تكون مع الساجدين قال لم أكن لأسجد لبشر خلقته من صلصال من حمأ مسنون قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم وإن عليك اللعنة إلى يوم الدين قال رب فأنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين إلى يوم الوقت المعلوم قال رب بما أغويتني لأزينن لهم في الأرض ولأغوينهم أجمعين إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين قال هذا صراط علي مستقيم إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان إلا من اتبعك من الغاوين وإن جهنم لموعدهم أجمعين لها 7 أبواب لكل باب منهم جزء مقسوم إن المتقين في جنات وعيون ادخلوها بسلام آمنين ونزعنا ما في صدورهم من غل إخوانا على سرر متقابلين لا يمسهم فيها نصب وما هم منها بمخرجين نبئ عبادي أني أنا الغفور الرحيم وأن عذابي هو العذاب الأليم ونبئهم عن ضيف إبراهيم إذ دخلوا عليه فقالوا سلاما قال إنا منكم وجلون قالوا لا توجل إنا نبشرك بغلام عليم قال أبشرتموني على أن مسني الكبر فبم تبشرون قالوا بشرناك بالحق فلا تكن من القانطين قال ومن يقنط من رحمة ربه إلا الضالون قال فما خطبكم أيها المرسلون قالوا إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم مجرمين إلا آل لوط إنا لمنجوهم أجمعين إلا امرأته قدرنا إنها لمن الغابرين فلما جاء آل لوط المرسلون قال إنكم قوم منكرون قالوا بل جئناك بما كانوا فيه يمترون وأتيناك بالحق وإنا لصادقون فأسر بأهلك بقطع من الليل واتبع أدبارهم ولا يلتفت منكم أحد وامضوا حيث تؤمرون وقضينا إليه ذلك الأمر أن دابر هؤلاء مقطوع مصبحين وجاء أهل المدينة يستبشرون قال إن هؤلاء ضيفي فلا تفضحون واتقوا الله ولا تخزون قالوا أولم ننهك عن العالمين قال هؤلاء بناتي إن كنتم فاعلين لعمرك إنهم لفي سكرتهم يعمهون فأخذتهم الصيحة مشرقين فجعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليهم حجارة من سجيل إن في ذلك لآيات للمتوسمين وإنها لبسبيل مقيم إن في ذلك لآية للمؤمنين وإن كان أصحاب الأيكة لظالمين فانتقمنا منهم وإنهما لبإمام مبين ولقد كذب أصحاب الحجر المرسلين وآتيناهم آياتنا فكانوا عنها معرضين وكانوا ينحتون من الجبال بيوتا آمنين فأخذتهم الصيحة مصبحين فما أغنى عنهم ما كانوا يكسبون وما خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وإن الساعة لآتية فاصفح الصفح الجميل إن ربك هو الخلاق العليم ولقد آتيناك 7 من المثاني والقرآن العظيم لا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم ولا تحزن عليهم واخفض جناحك للمؤمنين وقل إني أنا النذير المبين كما أنزلنا على المقتسمين الذين جعلوا القرآن عضين فوربك لنسألنهم أجمعين عما كانوا يعملون فاصدع بما تؤمر وأعرض عن المشركين إنا كفيناك المستهزئين الذين يجعلون مع الله إلها آخر فسوف يعلمون ولقد نعلم أنك يضيق صدرك بما يقولون فسبح بحمد ربك وكن من الساجدين واعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين صدق الله العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب وقرآن مبين ربما يود الذين كفروا لو كانوا مسلمين ذرهم يأكلوا ويتمتعوا ويلههم الأمل فسوف يعلمون وما أهلكنا من قرية إلا ولها كتاب معلوم ما تسبق من أمة أجلها وما يستأخرون وقالوا يا أيها الذي نزل عليه الذكر إنك لمجنون لو ما تأتينا بالملائكة إن كنت من الصادقين ما ننزل الملائكة إلا بالحق وما كانوا إذا منظرين إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون ولقد أرسلنا من قبلك في شيع الأولين وما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون كذلك نسلكه في قلوب المجرمين لا يؤمنون به وقد خلت سنة الأولين ولو فتحنا عليهم بابا من السماء فظلوا فيه يعرجون لقالوا إنما سكرت أبصارنا بل نحن قوم مسحورون ولقد جعلنا في السماء بروجا وزيناها للناظرين وحفظناها من كل شيطان رجيم إلا من استرق السمع فأتبعه شهاب مبين والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل شيء موزون وجعلنا لكم فيها معايش ومن لستم له برازقين وإن من شيء إلا عندنا خزائنه وما ننزله إلا بقدر وأرسلنا الرياح لواقح فأنزلنا من السماء ماء فأسقيناكموه وما أنتم له بخازنين وإنا لنحن نحيي ونميت ونحن الوارثون ولقد علمنا المستقدمين منكم ولقد علمنا المستأخرين وإن ربك هو يحشرهم إنه حكيم عليم ولقد خلقنا الإنسان من صلصال من حمأ مسنون والجان خلقناه من قبل من نار السموم وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من صلصال من حمأ مسنون فإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي فقعوا له ساجدين فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون إلا إبليس أبى أن يكون مع الساجدين قال يا إبليس ما لك ألا تكون مع الساجدين قال لم أكن لأسجد لبشر خلقته من صلصال من حمأ مسنون قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم وإن عليك اللعنة إلى يوم الدين قال رب فأنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين إلى يوم الوقت المعلوم قال رب بما أغويتني لأزينن لهم في الأرض ولأغوينهم أجمعين إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين قال هذا صراط علي مستقيم إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان إلا من اتبعك من الغاوين وإن جهنم لموعدهم أجمعين لها 7 أبواب لكل باب منهم جزء مقسوم إن المتقين في جنات وعيون ادخلوها بسلام آمنين ونزعنا ما في صدورهم من غل إخوانا على سرر متقابلين لا يمسهم فيها نصب وما هم منها بمخرجين نبئ عبادي أني أنا الغفور الرحيم وأن عذابي هو العذاب الأليم ونبئهم عن ضيف إبراهيم إذ دخلوا عليه فقالوا سلاما قال إنا منكم وجلون قالوا لا توجل إنا نبشرك بغلام عليم قال أبشرتموني على أن مسني الكبر فبم تبشرون قالوا بشرناك بالحق فلا تكن من القانطين قال ومن يقنط من رحمة ربه إلا الضالون قال فما خطبكم أيها المرسلون قالوا إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم مجرمين إلا آل لوط إنا لمنجوهم أجمعين إلا امرأته قدرنا إنها لمن الغابرين فلما جاء آل لوط المرسلون قال إنكم قوم منكرون قالوا بل جئناك بما كانوا فيه يمترون وأتيناك بالحق وإنا لصادقون فأسر بأهلك بقطع من الليل واتبع أدبارهم ولا يلتفت منكم أحد وامضوا حيث تؤمرون وقضينا إليه ذلك الأمر أن دابر هؤلاء مقطوع مصبحين وجاء أهل المدينة يستبشرون قال إن هؤلاء ضيفي فلا تفضحون واتقوا الله ولا تخزون قالوا أولم ننهك عن العالمين قال هؤلاء بناتي فاعلين لعمرك إنهم لفي سكرتهم يعمهون فأخذتهم الصيحة مشرقين فجعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليهم حجارة من سجيل إن في ذلك لآيات للمتوسمين وإنها لبسبيل مقيم إن في ذلك لآية للمؤمنين وإن كان أصحاب الأيكة لظالمين فانتقمنا منهم وإنهما لبإمام مبين ولقد كذب أصحاب الحجر المرسلين وآتيناهم آياتنا فكانوا عنها معرضين وكانوا ينحتون من الجبال بيوتا آمنين فأخذتهم الصيحة مصبحين فما أغنى عنهم ما كانوا يكسبون وما خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وإن الساعة لآتية فاصفح الصفح الجميل إن ربك هو الخلاق العليم ولقد آتيناك 7 من المثاني والقرآن العظيم لا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم ولا تحزن عليهم واخفض جناحك للمؤمنين وقل إني أنا النذير المبين كما أنزلنا على المقتسمين الذين جعلوا القرآن عضين فوربك لنسألنهم أجمعين عما كانوا يعملون فاصدع بما تؤمر وأعرض عن المشركين إنا كفيناك المستهزئين الذين يجعلون مع الله إلها آخر فسوف يعلمون ولقد نعلم أنك يضيق صدرك بما يقولون فسبح بحمد ربك وكن من الساجدين واعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب وقرآن مبين ربما يود الذين كفروا لو كانوا مسلمين ذرهم يأكلوا ويتمتعوا ويلههم الأمل فسوف يعلمون وما أهلكنا من قرية إلا ولها كتاب معلوم ما تسبق من أمة أجلها وما يستأخرون وقالوا يا أيها الذي نزل عليه الذكر إنك لمجنون لو ما تأتينا بالملائكة إن كنت من الصادقين ما ننزل الملائكة إلا بالحق وما كانوا إذا منظرين إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون ولقد أرسلنا من قبلك في شيع الأولين وما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون كذلك نسلكه في قلوب المجرمين لا يؤمنون به وقد خلت سنة الأولين ولو فتحنا عليهم بابا من السماء فظلوا فيه يعرجون لقالوا إنما سكرت أبصارنا بل نحن قوم مسحورون ولقد جعلنا في السماء بروجا وزيناها للناظرين وحفظناها من كل شيطان رجيم إلا من استرق السمع فأتبعه شهاب مبين والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل شيء موزون وجعلنا لكم فيها معايش ومن لستم له برازقين وإن من شيء إلا عندنا خزائنه وما ننزله إلا بقدر معلوم وأرسلنا الرياح لواقح فأنزلنا من السماء ماء فأسقيناكموه وما أنتم له بخازنين وإنا لنحن نحيي ونميت ونحن الوارثون ولقد علمنا المستقدمين منكم ولقد علمنا المستأخرين وإن ربك هو يحشرهم إنه حكيم عليم ولقد خلقنا الإنسان من صلصال من حمأ مسنون والجان خلقناه من قبل من نار السموم وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من صلصال من حمأ مسنون فإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي فقعوا له ساجدين فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون إلا إبليس أبى أن يكون مع الساجدين قال يا إبليس ما لك ألا تكون مع الساجدين قال لم أكن لأسجد لبشر خلقته من صلصال من حمأ مسنون قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم وإن عليك اللعنة إلى يوم الدين قال رب فأنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين إلى يوم الوقت المعلوم قال رب بما أجمعين إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين قال هذا صراط علي مستقيم إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان إلا من اتبعك من الغاوين وإن جهنم لموعدهم أجمعين لها 7 أبواب لكل باب منهم جزء مقسوم إن المتقين في جنات وعيون ادخلوها بسلام آمنين ونزعنا ما في صدورهم من غل إخوانا على سرر متقابلين لا يمسهم فيها نصب وما هم منها بمخرجين نبئ عبادي أني أنا الغفور الرحيم وأن عذابي هو العذاب الأليم ونبئهم عن ضيف إبراهيم إذ دخلوا عليه فقالوا سلاما قال إنا منكم وجنون قالوا لا توجل إنا نبشرك بغلام عليم قال أبشرتموني على أن مسني الكبر فبم تبشرون قالوا بشرناك بالحق فلا تكن من القانطين قال ومن يقنط من رحمة ربه إلا الضالون قال فما خطبكم أيها المرسلون قالوا إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم مجرمين إلا آل لوط إنا لمنجوهم أجمعين إلا امرأته قدرنا إنها لمن الغابرين فلما جاء آل لوط المرسلون قال إنكم قوم منكرون قالوا بل جئناك بما كانوا فيه يمترون وأتيناك بالحق وإنا لصادقون فأسر بأهلك بقطع من الليل واتبع أدبارهم ولا يلتفت منكم أحد وامضوا حيث تؤمرون وقضينا إليه ذلك الأمر أن دابر هؤلاء مقطوع مصبحين وجاء أهل المدينة يستبشرون قال إن هؤلاء ضيفي فلا تفضحون واتقوا الله ولا تخزون قالوا أولم ننهك عن العالمين قال هؤلاء بناتي إن كنتم فاعلين لعمرك إنهم لفي سكرتهم يعمهون فأخذتهم الصيحة مشرقين فجعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليهم حجارة من سجيل إن في ذلك لآيات للمتوسمين وإنها لبسبيل مقيم إن في ذلك لآية للمؤمنين وإن كان أصحاب الأيكة لظالمين فانتقمنا منهم وإنهما لبإمام مبين ولقد كذب أصحاب الحجر المرسلين وآتيناهم آياتنا فكانوا عنها معرضين وكانوا ينحتون من الجبال بيوتا آمنين فأخذتهم الصيحة مصبحين فما أغنى عنهم ما كانوا يكسبون وما خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وإن الساعة لآتية فاصفح الصفح الجميل إن ربك هو الخلاق العليم ولقد آتيناك 7 من المثاني والقرآن العظيم لا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم ولا تحزن عليهم واخفض جناحك للمؤمنين وقل إني أنا النذير المبين كما أنزلنا على المقتسمين الذين جعلوا القرآن عضين فوربك لنسألنهم أجمعين عما كانوا يعملون فاصدع بما تؤمر وأعرض عن المشركين إنا كفيناك المستهزئين الذين يجعلون مع الله إلها آخر فسوف يعلمون ولقد نعلم أنك يضيق صدرك بما يقولون فسبح بحمد ربك وكن من الساجدين واعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum guys. Assalamu alaikum guys. I keep yawning the whole time because I've not slept last night. Bear with me, I'm gonna talk in Wolof. Xaar leen tuuti ma ñëw dinaa leen wax li may wax ci Wolof. Last night I had a big meal, so I'm not hungry so far. But I like water a lot, so water is. But I had hibiscus lash on my throat. It's not bad. When you have hibiscus lash on your throat, you will not suffer a lot during the day with thirsty. Like you need water so much. Depend if you are in a hot climate, even Africa, no matter how hot it is, when we have hibiscus lash, it normally helps us. So remember to have hibiscus lash on your throat. You can buy hibiscus. If you don't know where to buy it, I sell hibiscus. I can post it to you. You can email me, contact me, find my contacts or comment. I'll give you my email. It's on the bio here. And if you see this video from my YouTube, my email is also on the about. Or you can buy from Amazon, eBay, anywhere you can get hold of hibiscus. It's good for your health, Ramadan or not. But I promise you, if you have hibiscus lash on your throat, last thing, your fasting is gonna be much better. So yeah, because I woke up last night and I went to bed late, and then I woke up early morning for the prayer, trying to take my fasting serious. That's why I'm like lacking sleep. I try to sleep, but I cannot sleep daytime. I'm not very good at sleeping daytime. And I just decided instead of lying in bed, I should come here and do some Quran, play some Quran for us, and for us to talk about a little bit about why we have to fast. A lot of us Muslims are not fasting anymore or even praying. Even me. I did that years back. I fast and not fast over the years of me living here, but I neglect praying more than fasting even over the years, and that's the reality. Due to my experience with the community. A lot of people have certain experience with the community. Are you guys hearing me correctly? let me know, because I don't know, I put the phone down here and I'm not sure. A lot of people have certain experience with the community. Please keep tapping and sharing and liking. Whenever I use my own experience to talk to my community, it's not easy, because I know the consequences. Anytime I use any of my experience, it's gonna come back hitting me. They're always watching for what to hear, so they can come back to use it to bully me. I know that. But why I use my experience is to be real with my community. We don't have time to joke. Although I joke and laugh, but we don't have time to joke. The joke and laugh is what get us here. All the communities in the world. The joke and laugh is what get them to any mess that they're in. We all in different mess. We all in a mess. It's just the messes are different, depending on the community you're from, you know. A lot of us Muslim people, why we're not fasting and praying now? A lot of us feel, some of us feel like we don't know Allah much, so let us just give up because it's so difficult to know or so difficult to understand. And also the other Muslim people who seem to know Allah more, they bully other people or belittle them or just over challenging them. And that can make you just give up. You know how human beings give up on things that they feel like is difficult? Our mind don't like it. We just give up. And also the other things that can make other Muslim people to neglect the deen altogether, praying or not, just altogether neglect it. It's because other Muslims that they're seeing that are in the deen are in the head, especially African communities, and they neglect the deen themselves, but they neglect other areas that don't favor them. For example, a lot of people that talk about Allah in the deen, they like the people that are in the head of the deen from my country, which is Gambia and Senegal, a lot of them will have like 2-3 wives and cannot look after the wives and children because they cannot afford it, like Allah tell them to. As a Muslim man, for you to marry 2, even 1, you're meant to be able to afford clothing her, like all of these clothes that I'm wearing supposed to be from my husband's money. Water I drink, food I eat, the house I slept in, supposed to be from his pocket, paying rent or buy the house. Not supposed to be government house or me, my house, no. But because the Quran have different parts, sometimes they pick and choose. For example, our Prophet ﷺ was married to Khadija. Khadija was a wealthy woman, and he married her, managed her business, managed her money. She hand over everything to him because she can trust him. And it become like he have to just, it was easy for him on that part. Like he have to just, you know, use her money to look after her and do these things. This makes some men think that they have the gut to marry a woman when the same Quran tell them you have to marry a woman when only when you can feed her, clothe her, and house her. If you cannot do all of that, you have to stay fasting. Be fasting even if it's not Ramadan, because when you fast, it's gonna protect you from sleeping with anyone that you're not married to. Stay fasting until you can afford this. But they don't do that, a lot of them. They go and marry somebody and they cannot afford to marry her. So now, some of the women, they agree that my husband don't afford to marry me, but I love him, I'm gonna go. Or some are even arranged marriage and forced marriages. Like what happened to me and my sisters growing up. But the woman agreed to stay there and manage with you and try to sell some peanut or sell some onions or sell some fish or just manage whatever little you give in her. But you should be happy and worship her and know that she agreed to what Allah told you to do and you're not doing it. She agreed to it. You should worship that woman 100% more. But no. A lot of the men have the gut to also change after they marry this woman and treat her bad. Knowing that the woman have to sacrifice what Allah told her, her rights as a Muslim woman. She neglected and focused being with you, especially if it's a love, if it's not arranged marriage. She knows that you cannot afford to house her, clothe her, feed her like Allah told you. She knows that. But she ignored that and go with you because she loved you. And Allah said, if you make your fellow Muslim happy by doing good thing, you have more reward. So see, it's making you happy by allowing you to marry her. And you don't have what Allah told you. You should appreciate her and thank her every day for this and remind her this. Tell her that you appreciate her for this. But no. You neglect her, the children seeing it. I'm explaining to you why we neglect us Muslim children that neglecting the deen. I want you to know it, why we neglecting it and why we shouldn't neglect it. Because me, when I'm explaining an issue, I like to explain where the issue is from, not just talking about the issue right now. You can talk about the issue all day. If you don't know where it's from, you don't explain where it's from, you will not get nowhere with the issue. Hello? I'm not saying all Muslims are the same. Nobody says that. But I'm talking about where I'm from, Gambia and Senegal. 80% of the Muslim men do this. If not 90 or 85, and you know it. After they do this, they don't just remain doing that. They marry somebody else and bring that person on top of this first woman with the wife and children. Knowing fully well that the money they have, because Africa, to work and have enough money, that you're going to feed the wife and children, clothe them, house them. It's almost impossible. Come on. What African country, not Gambia and Senegal? What kind of job you doing? You must have your own business and be successful. But you're not doing that. The woman is managing that as a Muslim woman. And you have the gut to marry somebody else on top of this. The money that you have to marry somebody else and give her little, like you're giving her, the first one, or you give her more because she's younger and more beautiful. The first wife and the children of the first wife, they're watching you neglecting the deen from the beginning. From the get-go, you are neglecting the deen, you yourself, you the father. I'm trying to explain to you where this whole problem is from. I know the West, they can influence us and make us neglect the deen because of the way they are, and we are now looking out to them, watching Rihanna music and stuff, for example. But that's not our problem. Islam is beautiful. Every woman in the world, nobody's crazy. Lot of women that know about Islam, especially when they come from it, they know that Islam protect the woman from the way she dress to the way she talk. Everything. But why they afraid, especially the Muslim women, is that the Muslim men who take advantage of that, and there's more who are taking advantage of that than the ones who are not taking advantage of it. And we're not allowed to talk about it. Someone like me, if you are a warrior for that, they call you negative and talk a lot and depressed. And they know that especially Gambia and Senegal Muslim community, they know that 100 million% that is more men who are neglecting the deen themselves in the ways that favors them than the men who are respecting the deen and doing like the deen tell them. Every Muslim person from Gambia and Senegal knows this. If they deny they're not Muslim and they're liar, that's 100% true. How we not going to talk about it, I don't know. When this is the majority. And the consequence of this is what I'm going to remind them again. The consequence of them that being the head, because as a Muslim, the man is the head of the religion. If the man do what Allah tell him, the woman and the children are most likely to follow, especially if they come from Muslim religion themselves as well. That's the reality, that's the truth. But because themselves that is in the head are manipulating us, twisting it, lot of them, taking what they like, which is marrying different people, they love that. When you go to Gambia and Senegal, the men, they love the fact that they can marry different women. That's their favorite part of the deen. Their number one favorite part of the deen is the fact that they can marry somebody else. Yes, they're dying because of their wives. Subhanallah. That's funny. He said sis. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It's not funny. This person says sis. 95% of Gambian and Senegalese men are dying because of their wives. Hearts breaking in Europe. Okay, even that, when you look at it, you know that the root of that. I talk about how men are dying a lot in Africa, Gambian, Senegal community, especially Senegal. They did the analysis. The amount of men die a year compared to women is like 9 or 8%. Of the people dying are men. That's ridiculous. That's insane. I don't want that to happen. I love our community and our men. I want them alive. I just want them to know that even the reason why they're dying is because of these things I'm talking about. A lot of the men are dying, especially in Senegal, because a lot of the women are looking for juju, marabu, to help them have a good husband. Because the husband refused to be good naturally. So they had to look for juju man. Plenty juju people in Senegal. It's so rampant in Senegal. It's insane. And these juju people will give them anything to put in the man food, to put in the man drink. I'm lying? Am I lying? These things are not safe. You don't know what they are. However they make it, it's not good, it's not safe. I can tell you that it's not good for your health and it's not safe. I'm not a scientist, but I can bet my life that these things these juju people are giving you to eat and drink can kill you. I'm not afraid that the juju will work. I'm not afraid of juju. I don't believe that Africa jujus work, or they work like the way they think they work. Never. If they were working like the way people think they work, by now Africa is not the way it is. By now everybody's dead, or everybody's mad, or the whole world is developed, or the men, especially the men that cannot be good men to their wife, by now they're all good. That's why I believe that. But I believe they can kill you or give you diseases, 100%. Whatever the F they're mixing. You don't want to know some of the things that they're giving these women to use for, on their men food and drink. So they can be good and love you. Why do you have to go to a juju so the man can love you and be good? When Allah tell the man to love you and be good, please keep tapping the video and sharing the video. I'm begging you. I don't want to lose my energy. I'm beginning to have a little headache because I'm not drinking water this Ramadan thing. Before I lose my energy, let me say this. My head is sore because I don't have enough sleep last night and I wake up early to pray. Oh my God, it's so complicated because we eat late, like around 9 before you break your fast here in the UK. And when you break your fast around 9, before you digest the food and pray and do everything and digest the food and go to bed, then it's already morning to pray again already. It's not easy to be a Muslim. Muslim religion is the most complicated religion in the whole world. Everyone knows that. Very extremely hard work. I pray that Allah will pay us all of this year. So how you going to develop children who believe in the religion and going to follow it when you are misleading the religion, you the head? You're doing what favors you. You're making the women and children cry. And you expect them to follow this religion that is extremely hard. Let's be real. May I like to talk about reality. Why a lot of, especially the young generation now, why they neglecting the deen? A lot of them that are in the deen right now, they choke to be in the deen. It's not natural. A lot of the young people that are in the deen now, they're forced to pray, forced to wear hijab, forced to be in the deen. It's not their will. Don't see them like this. It's not their will. 90% of the young people right now that are strict with the deen, it's not their will. It's because they come from that kind of home and they force them, choke them. But for how long can you force your children to love the deen? Deen is not to love. No religion is not, sorry, no religion is not, is to be forced. Religion is not to be forced. Religion, because the person gonna grow up like me. Who is forcing me right now? My mom is here choking me. You cannot force your children to love the religion. You're distancing them. They're just gonna do it now that they're with you, and they know if they don't do it now, you will kill them. But what's gonna happen when they move out of your house? They're gonna move soon and be on their own like this. What they're gonna do? That's why a lot of Muslim people, when they move out of their parents' house, they neglect the deen. Or they're too stressed. Some of them are afraid to take out the hijab or afraid to leave the deen. But they're not happy with it because they have a lot of questions that are not answered. From how they grow up seeing people doing in the community, especially the men. And they know this is not right. They're not crazy. People now have human rights. People know what's right and wrong. So it's up to them now to have the courage to take out the hijab and abandon the deen altogether, not pray, not doing anything, just abandon it. Or they're going to be there, but their mind is not happy. So why don't, if we want this deen to develop, especially the men that is always attacking women, for not being a good Muslim and stuff. Why don't they try to make us a good Muslim by being a good Muslim themselves? Why don't they stop marrying everybody that they want to marry just because the deen allowed it, and the deen don't tell them if they don't do it, they're going to hell? This window is open and I'm cold. Oh my God. No deen tell them if you don't do this, you're going to hell. No. But a lot of them prioritize it as if they don't do it, they're going to hell. Because it favors them. They can have Ami tomorrow, they have Kumba tomorrow, they have Fatu. Who doesn't want that? You have to be disciplined enough to not do that. I don't know who is this person. Somebody was trying to come. If somebody's trying to come, they have to type and tell me what they're coming for. Hello.
Hello, Ami.
Hi, sister. Nakamu.
Ça va no def? Ma dégg nga olof?
Dégg naa olof kay dafa nekk ne anglais lay wax right now moo tax.
Anglais ngay wax? Oh. Sorry, kon duñ mën a waxtaan?
Billahi lu may wax dafa important trop moo tax te si anglais laa koy wax. Waaye inshallah dinaa ñëwaat.
Ok.
Suba jàmm ma ñëw def bu wolof bi inshallah.
Waa d'accord, amul problème.
Ñu waxtaan waaye jërëjëf waay sister apprécié naa ko trop. Thank you so much.
Kontaan naa. Ok.
Jërëjëf waay.
Ci jàmm.
Waa jërëjëf waay. Nga am or bu neex te barke jërëjëf. Yes.
Amiin ñu bokk ko.
Sorry, she wanted us to talk in Wolof, and I'm trying to talk in English to finish. Very important topic. She caught me in the middle of the topic. Very important. That's why I don't want to, talk Wolof with her. I think I cannot be bothered continuing to talk Wolof after this talk, simply because this video is going to be too long, and I'm fasting. I don't want to continue. I have to cook dinner and stuff. I don't want to lose my energy. But I'll come back later on after eating when I think I should come back, because when I eat last night I had a big meal and then I did not do video. I just end up sitting here all day. I think it's not good. I think maybe I should do some videos after dinner. What do you guys think? So I can have energy, and just be in the mood to talk about these important topics. If you guys think that's better, let me know. So I might come back later on when I have dinner, or tomorrow, inshallah, tomorrow night or tomorrow this time, to talk about the Wolof version of this. Su fekkee bëgg ngeen ma ñëw guddi su ma reeree mbala suba jàmm ma ñëw wax ko si xolof ngeen waxal ma li may wax ni dafa important te duma ko mën a wax si xolof may continuer àngale bi ndax bëgguma jaxase ñaari yëpp kon duma mën a wax bii mu correct duma mën a wax bële mu correct. So yeah, what happened is my experience in the community, and a lot of people experience, is what I'm talking for. Even me, why I couldn't take the deen serious, and I'm still struggling to take the deen serious, is what I'm telling you. This is not joke. Why a lot of our young people, especially the ones in the West here, why they just copying the West life and run away from the deen is what I'm telling you. The West can influence them, but the West can barely influence them. They're afraid to submit to the deen, especially the women. I swear to Allah, this is the problem. Afraid to submit to the deen, because when they submit, they're gonna be abused their entire generation. For the most part, lot of Muslim women, when they become very good pious Muslim women, the narcissistic men are hunting for them. Narcissistic, horrible men looking for them to marry them and abuse them and change them to a miserable effing woman. Subhanallah. This is the truth. Very serious. Listen. Lot of Muslim women who are good, they're afraid to get married right now as I'm talking to you. I'm telling you, they have their hijab on, no husband. This is serious. Listen. And lot of men want to marry them and they cannot say yes. Look at me. This is serious. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the Muslim women that are very serious with the deen. That cannot even talk like I'm doing now. That's haram to them or whatever, you know. They just like, Assalamu alaikum, you know, just really good Muslim women, just. But they know they are right. They know they are human. They don't want to be abused and, be taken advantage of. The Muslim women have marriage problem. The Muslim community have marriage problem. The Muslim community have more miserable marriage than any other community in the world. African community have more bad marriages than every community in the world, but Muslim community double the misery in marriages. What's the English word? And they want everybody to fake and dance. If you talk, they say you're miserable and you're negative and you're talking about problem all the time. Nobody's talking about it. I don't talk about problem all the time. I talk about solution too. For example, right now, you think I'm talking about problem all the time because you might not like what I'm saying. But if you look at it, I'm talking about solution. I'm talking about why a lot of Muslims right now are not fasting as I'm talking to you. Not because of the hunger. No. It's because they think that the deen, people are full of hypocrisy and neglecting the deen, choosing what's favor them, especially the men that are doing this. If all the Muslim men that are good, the ones that when I'm talking, they're like, it's not all. If they all gather and become one and be united and start condemning the bad men like I'm doing, they will bring a solution to this deen. They are the solution to this deen. And they know it. But they're not going to do that. And when women like me are doing it, they call us bad women. Because we are meant to just follow them and say, mashallah, and, just yes sir, yes sir. We're not meant to have a voice. When you have a voice, you're bad. But them that have a voice, they're not doing what they should do with their voice. So what did they want us to do? I don't know. The voice, they using it to talk about people should not drink alcohol, or people should not dress like this, or people should not do this, or condemning gay and stuff. That's good. But they're not using it on these things that a lot of them are doing even the ones that are talking. That's why they're not going to condemn it. A lot of them, even in Europe here, they always going to marry second wife no matter what. If they know that the first wife don't allow that, they're going to divorce the first wife. Look for excuse to divorce her. They're going to change to a horrible man so she can tell them, I cannot have this marriage anymore. So they can go and be free. And they know between them and their God that woman is good. But the only problem is that she doesn't allow the second wife thing. And a lot of the women have to pretend they allowed it just so that their marriage is not going to divorce. This is sad, man. And when they allowed it, not just a lot of them are going to be jealous, almost all of them. Well, if they love you, that is. You think I'm jealous, that's why I'm saying that. I'm not jealous, I'm just being honest. And them, they're not allowed to be honest. Because if they're honest, you call them name like you're calling me name. Why are you not seeing your problem? Us, until we agree to the truth, we cannot have good Muslim community. Like this, Assalamu alaikum, nice Muslim community. Muslim women who don't even talk like Amy Job, talk about the reality, who just always, Subhanallah, Assalamu alaikum. You cannot have that when you continue like that. They're fading away. Look at them, they're all disappearing. Because when they do that, you abuse it, you take advantage of that. You're like, yes, I like this one. Amy Job is not good because he's not going to allow my nonsense. Let me take this one. And then you take them, you ruin them. So they're afraid to be like that. How you don't see your problem? You say me, I always talk about problems. Because I want you to see it. You're doing like you don't see it. You're like, look at the problem. Look at it. It's here. I'm telling you. Look, please, look at it. Until you know your problem, you cannot have peace. Your children know your problem. Your women know your problem. Everybody know your problem. You doing like you don't know your problem. Muslim men all over the world, especially African Muslim men, listen. Why you doing like you don't know your problem? You know it. You just don't want to change. Lot of the people that are imam or they know God, they talk about God, Allah, they don't talk like I'm talking because they're doing it themselves. When you go to Gambia and Senegal, lot of these people that know Allah more, they abuse women and children more. I swear to Allah. Everyone sees it. They know it themselves. 99.9% of them that know Allah more, they abuse women and children more. And they want those people to stay in the deen and respect the deen. And even trying to get people to come to the deen. Lot of you people are getting people to become Muslim, and those people are becoming Muslim because they don't even know exactly what the Muslim religion, Muslim people are allowing happening in the deen. If they know it, they will run for their life. They will not take it. That's the reality. Not that I don't want people to be Muslim. Or I am fake Muslim, or I don't like being Muslim or something. No, no one is forcing me. Me, I have voice. Me, I do what I want. You should know that by now. If I don't want to be a Muslim, I will not be a Muslim. No one is forcing me. I don't even have strict parents. My dad died years ago. My mom is not very strict at all. Doesn't matter I'm Muslim or whatever, or non-believer or whatever. No one is forcing me. I love the deen. It's just the behavior in the deen, the behavior people doing that are in the deen is blocking me and other people to be the good Muslim they want. How you don't know this? Or you're pretending you don't know it? When you have the men in the head of the deen, and the men are doing, getting away with things, and not telling each other the truth, how you gonna expect us, the women, to just be on top of the deen? I don't know. Ramadan Mubarak. How? That's why the women all over the world now, the Muslim women, the young women especially, all over the world, they behave like they're not Muslim. That's the reality. They're afraid to be a good Muslim. They're scared. This is the truth. They're scared for their life to be a good Muslim. You're blocking them. It's like they're not allowed to be a good Muslim. It's like what I was saying earlier on, in another program, that when someone loves you, you're with someone, and they're treating you bad, they're blocking you, they're telling you, don't love me right now, you cannot love me, I'm too evil for you to love me, keep your love. That's what that behavior is saying. That's why that person is telling you, stop your behavior so I can love you like the way we were. What you are doing now is blocking me from loving you. You're hurting me. I cannot be crying and loving you. And you're like, no, why are you complaining? Anyway, that's another topic. What you are doing now, you're telling the children, don't come to this deen, don't take this deen serious, you'll be dead, you want to die. If you want to die, start wearing your hijab, pray 5 times a day, take the deen serious as a Muslim woman, dress like a Muslim woman, try to get a Muslim husband. You want to die, look at what I'm doing to your mother and all your sisters. This is what you want? The child is like, hell no, I don't want this, let me go and wear my jeans and sew my body and dance. This is the truth. Truth. I'm laughing, but I'm crying. This is serious. Hey, I wish I have some magic word that I can say and my people will just see the problem and agree to the truth. Hello, Juma, Ramadan Mubarak. This is the core truth. Especially African Muslim, this is their problem. Especially Gambia and Senegal Muslim. 90% of the men, or 95, are neglecting the deen to the core themselves. And they're praying. Look at me. I don't want to finish my energy. I have to cook later on. Some of the men that neglecting the deen more, they're the ones even pray 5 times a day. The one thing that all of these men have in common is to neglect their wives and children. Because it favors them. So they can still be single and be married. Or just be married and be idiotic and go and, do what they want, or just go and marry somebody else when they shouldn't. Because they don't have money to feed this wife correctly, to house, clothes, and feed her. Do you know how expensive it is to house, clothes, and feed one woman and her 2 children? Just 2 children. Not to mention somebody that have 8 children for you, 9 children, 6, 7, even 10 children, 5, 4. Do you know how expensive it is to house, clothes, feed one woman? How are you going to afford that if you respect what Allah told you? Let's be honest there. You think me, I always talk about problem, you think me I'm broken or whatever, all the name you give me. After you call me all of that, tell yourself the truth, please. And look at what I'm telling you too. Thank you. Hi, Jana. Tell yourself the truth too. Lot of Muslim women are afraid to be a good Muslim. I know they have to do it for Allah. Not you. I know. But what I don't understand is why you doing doing your good for Allah yourself. Why you doing like what you are doing is not for Allah. When Allah tell you to marry a woman only when you can house, clothes, and feed her. If not, you have to stay fasting until you can afford it. The same Allah that you want us to look up to and behave and ignore you. The same Allah told you to house, feed, clothe the woman before you marry her. You have to be able to afford all of this. If you cannot afford it, you have to fast until you can afford it. So you went and married her and you cannot afford it. She's managing. You're supposed to praise her and celebrate her and thank her every day for her agreeing to that. But no, you neglect her. You don't even treat her good for the most part. I'm talking for African Muslims. And even the West, the Muslim here in the West, a lot of them do that too, more than the ones that don't do it. So if you have time to say, I mean, being negative again, good, you positive person. You're fake. because you know that these things I'm talking about is more. So why are we not going to talk about the things that is more? I'm damaging people and people are going crazy and the children are neglecting the deen because of this. Why are we not going to talk about it? You talk about the other things that you know that is good. Let me talk about what I talk about. We all cannot be fake positive here. Because we're not allowed to tell the reality in this community too. Every community anyway. No community want the reality. Humans are like this. That's why we are the way we are. Every community is messed up. Not just Muslim community there. Chinese community, Indian, white, blue, green. Every community is effed up. Because every community you go, they don't want the truth. Humans are like this. Humans don't want the truth because the truth comes with hard work. And humans don't want hard work. Humans don't want changes. Humans always want things that favors them. That's how our brain is wired. You have to fight it and challenge it. I'm having a headache screaming here and I cannot drink water. Look, this is serious, man. I'm going to be doing topic this Ramadan when I eat in the evening, inshallah. Serious topics about this. I want us to know that we must try our best with this deen. Even though we come from community like this, that is blocking us from taking the deen serious. There's more. It's not just this thing that I explained. But this thing that I explained is the number one problem. Because Muslim, the marriage part is very serious. Muslim religion. Because the marriage part, we're not allowed to sleep with someone that is not married to us. We're not even allowed to dress certain way as a good Muslim. We shouldn't. Or talk certain way. Everything have to be kept for your husband. But what husband you keeping it for? When the husband cannot love and respect and appreciate you, the husband is coming to use you, to abuse you, to just get you so you can cook and give birth, and he will dump you and marry somebody else and just neglect your entire generation. Lot of, especially African Muslims, lot of the men are like this because the way they are brought up. I keep saying this. Until Africa stop abusing children and women, beating children very harsh, especially the children that go to Quran school. In Gambia and Senegal, they have something called Dara. Dara is these places you go and learn about Quran. Some of them are like, it's like an orphanage slash boarding school. The children stays there. Bunch of them stays there and learn Quran for years until they finish the Quran, they come back home. Hell! If only all these Muslims are honest, especially Muslim men, if only they are honest about the deen and the torture and the bad thing that is going on within the Muslim community, doesn't matter if they're in Africa or not. If only they are honest about it and do their research and listen to people who are ready to tell them the truth and ready to do the work. That's our solution. Those children that go to these places where they learn about Quran, they program them to be evil when they grow up. They come into my video saying it all the time in my language. Especially the Senegal people. Just 2 days ago, I was doing a video. One Senegal guy came in, telling me, you are right, Amy. What I've been through there. And this is the second time he's saying that in my videos. He said, what I've been through there. When I come out of there, I had no heart. I have to fight to have a heart. When I came out of that school, that Dara, I have no heart. My heart was gone. I could kill somebody without feeling nothing. I can torture somebody, do anything, and I have no feeling for them. Because of the pain that I've been through there, the torture I've been through there. In there, some of these so-called ustas who is teaching them Quran will leave their nails very long. You know how some people have long nails? Me, my nails normally break. My nails are soft. You know how some people have hard nails? They will grow their nails. And you know what this nails is for? For the children's ears. They will put their nail on the child's ears. Press it until the two nails touch each other. The ear will be break and blood is dripping. I'm talking about the person that is teaching you Quran. is doing this just because you cannot read certain ayah. The other children there that are older than you don't want to know the torture they will do to you too, because their boss is worse and it's been doing it to them for years. So they have to take that pain out. That's just one of the things that I told you. You don't want to know, because if I tell you more, you will not sleep. They program these children with pain, that these children from there, they're learning how to torture each other as well. When these children come out, now they have to be a good, kind, loving husband. Good luck. And a lot of them are men, by the way. They only send men there. Did my community think that they always have to order from China a good president, a good husband, a good whatever? They order it from China or from Mecca? Where did they think they had to order these people from? I don't know. I keep asking them this all of these years. My people, why they behave like whenever they want a good person in this community, they have to order them from China? Not that I'm saying Chinese are good and stuff. I don't know who they are inside properly. I'm not Chinese. I'm just saying, like, you know how you order stuff from China? They think they order these people from China when they need them. When they need a good government, good wife, good husband, good friend, good something, good human. Then instead of them to look back, why we not having good humans now? Why we not have enough good humans? Hello, what's happening? Instead of they do that, they're like, no, we have to get rid of this whole government. Let me just divorce this wife. Let me just divorce this husband. Let me just leave this friend alone. You can do that, but I'm not saying you should stay in an abusive marriage, of course, or a bad friend. But come on. I just want to know why we don't know why we cannot have this good thing that we want. Why we don't have enough of it. We have it, but it's not enough. Why it's not enough? And these people are doing this as I'm talking to you now, which is why I'm still talking about our problem. The community is doing this right now as I'm talking to you. The community is still doing underage forced marriage, like what they did to me and my sisters. They're still doing this DNA. Today, as I'm talking to you, this Muslim community, they're giving away young girls that are less than 15-year-old to old men that they don't want, or any random man that this girl hate the God. As I'm talking to you right now, they're doing that. Because the Muslim community don't talk about it enough. The Muslim community, the amount of underage marriage that is rampant in the Muslim community right now as I'm talking to you, Africa, India, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, I mean, just you name it, all of these poor Muslim countries, they're marrying young people, forcing them to men that they don't want until now, especially in the villages, and stuff. And the government know it, but they don't care about it. But they care about someone selling weed or smoking weed. They're going to go and arrest them and get money from it and sell the weed themselves and smoke it themselves. I'm not saying they should leave people to use weed, but I'm telling you, they care about what they care about. Certain governments say that we ban this. They're still doing it. And they're not doing nothing. And the people, family, they're also not doing nothing about it. They're worse than the government. People like me, when they tell them not to do it, they call me a Western-minded. When you tell my people the good thing, they call you Western-minded. But when you give them the Western money, they want it. They're calling you, it's Ramadan, I need money, I don't even have money, it's Ramadan, I don't even have sugar or bread. The children, and my husband is not giving me nothing. So I'm here suffering. My husband married second wife again. I'm here suffering, I don't have nothing. Or some of this so-called brothers, some of them even call you to ask you for help. Our government don't help us. The country is not developed. I need help, sister. They like that kind of help, yeah. The same wave help. The sending you reference for your money help. You like that. When I'm telling you this thing, that the reason why you asking me for money, why you even asking me for money to begin with, I don't have money. But even if I have it, why you need my money to begin with? I'm telling you this. You're like, no, you're Western-minded. And our children, our youths, they're very clever, they're very independent, and they've been to school, they don't take nonsense. They see all of this thing I'm talking about and more. That's why they're leaving the deen for you. I'm telling you this. Me, I don't have time to joke. I'm a comedian, but I don't joke there. I'm telling you why our youths are neglecting the deen now. And the young adults. And a lot of people that are in it, they're fake. A lot of people that are in the deen, they're fake as hell. They don't love it and respect it like they should. That's the truth. I swear to Allah. They're fake. They're just using it to have a good identity. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, for people to think they're good. They don't care about it inside. Because they know that you don't care about it. And they think the fact that you the man, a lot of you don't care about it. And you the men are in the head of the deen. It makes them question the deen even to begin with. This is serious, man. I'm sorry. But we have to talk reality. How you doing like you don't know this? I don't know. Hello, I'm good, thank you. Just I'm screaming here and I can't drink water. I need to calm down. Look, this is serious. You know it. So, again, I'm reminding us that we must take the deen serious, us that been neglecting the deen because of our experience where we must try a little bit, you know. I'm glad the children, they're fasting. They try to fast over the years. They're good at trying to fast. And now as they're growing older, they're fasting more. Last year and this year also. They're fasting more. They're not leaving any day. And I'm not forcing them. I will never force my children to fast or pray. Never. When I cannot force the men in my community and just the adults that are abusing people and call themselves Muslim, I cannot strangle them to behave. Why am I going to strangle a child to pray? That's not Muslim. That's not good Muslim. The Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself never beat his children, never abused children. I'm screaming. I'm having a headache because maybe I'm fasting. I don't know. That's why. I don't normally have headache, but I can't drink water. Last night I drank water and I did not drink a lot of water at all. Because I ate too much. I don't have enough time to drink a lot of water. It's complicated. But I'll program my eating habits. Huh? This is serious. It pains me. This thing pains me. When I look at my community and I look at people and why we're neglecting the deen, and I know why. It pains me. And when you talk about it, they tell you, shut up. You talk a lot, or you're negative. They want to fake. You're faking until everything is rotten now. The cake is rotten. And you keep putting more icing on the top. For how long can you put icing? Just stop. Take out the cake and bake another cake. The cake is rotten and you keep icing it. Shut up, Amy. That's not gonna help you. That's not gonna help you. Everyone know the cake is rotten. That's why we can't eat it. You keep putting icing to make it look good. Just stop and take a break and take out the cake and learn a new recipe. How to bake a new cake and leave this effing rotten cake is rotten. How you don't know that? Lot of Muslim women are very strict with their children. It's not because they love Allah. It's because they're depressed because the husband is very bad. That's the truth. Either the husband is dead or alive, they're divorced or whatever. 90%, the husband is very bad. Just after himself, marrying different women to enjoy and neglecting what Allah tell him. The woman is dying with pain, especially when the woman come from a home that people were beating her as well and abusing her. And now she have to get married to a husband that is very bad as well. Exactly. This Muslim left my mom to marry a younger woman. I told you. Even if he was your father, he would do that. And they do that. They say that because Allah says so. It's not because they love Allah and they respect Allah and they're just listening to what Allah tells them. Never. They don't care about Allah, a lot of these Muslim men are doing this. Because if they care about Allah, they will be good to the first wife. And a lot of these men that do this, even before they married the second wife, they were bad to the first wife. Allah tell them the reward for just looking at your wife and tell her you're beautiful and stroke her and hook her and give her love. The type of reward just for that. The type of reward for when you're making love to your wife as a Muslim. Start to finish is reward. The angels, they're writing reward start to finish. Ask the Muslim people, they'll tell you. They don't do it. A lot of them hate having sex with their wife. Subhanallah. Sulu mentioned the word is Ramadan. They go to their wife 2 minutes and finish. And they're supposed to be there for hours then if they care about Allah. Come on, guys. What is this? Why are you guys joking? If a Muslim man do what Allah tell them, they will be the best man in bed. The whole world will become Muslim to marry Muslim man just because the fact that they will be very good in bed so they can receive all the award. What's the word? All the, the good, thingy. The good deed that they will get. But they hate it. That's why a lot of Muslim women don't want to even have it with their men. Because the men just do it 2 minutes. As if Allah don't tell them that He's gonna write, lot of good, from start to finish, Allah is giving them good deeds. So why they don't do it for hours then? Why they're not spending hours making the woman happy so Allah can give them all this good if they love Allah and want the good from Allah, the deed, what's it called? The tiabo, we call it tiabo in my language. Why they want to then jump and marry somebody else? Because they want to please Allah or Allah says so, or they want to grow the deen. My children were laughing at me yesterday for the way I opened my eyes. Honestly, this is serious. Ignore the way I open my eyes and everything. I'm just asking questions. When I open my eyes like this sometimes, that's a question. I'm crying, but I'm laughing, but I should be crying. This is serious. Why the Muslim men themselves? You know me when I talk, they say, Amy, you were married young, that's why you're talking like this and stuff. Like, they're trying to make me like I hate men, and they're lying. I love men, that's why I want to get married again, because I love men. Men are beautiful, and nice if they behave. Who wouldn't like men? But them, they're not ready to change. That's why they don't want nobody to tell them nothing. When you talk, they're lucky I'm fasting, I don't have energy. When you talk, they said, that, whatever, says this, says that, The ones that don't talk, they are good. Because those ones can favor you. They pretend that, they're good. Those ones, they're not happy. They're just pretending. Those ones, they're pretending. You see, you are 30 now. So, for example, that experience, this is good you write this. That experience that you saw from your stepdad right now, for example, if you're not careful, it's going to scare you of Muslim men. This is why a lot of our youths, this whole topic that I'm doing now, is to remind us that why a lot of our youths and a lot of our young people right now are neglecting the deen. And even some adults. It's because the people in the head of the deen, which is the men, they're neglecting the deen themselves. But they're hypocrite with it. They're doing it in a hypocrite way. So they will do it, they will neglect the things that they shouldn't neglect. Like being good to their wives and children. They will jump and marry somebody else. But they will pray. And they will call Allah's name every day. La ilaha illallah, 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 and pray. So they're not neglecting that. But they're neglecting this other main part that they don't know, or they know it, they're pretending. This other main part that caused all this chaos. They're the one that started it. And no one is allowed to tell them it. You thought I was just gonna play Quran and quiet the whole time. Never in your dream. You think I was just gonna play Quran and quiet the whole time? Never. Not with the work you're doing in this community. Until you stop and tell your fellow men the truth, to stop. You cannot have what you want from us. Just like it's many of us, many of you that don't do the right thing. Many of us cannot do the right thing either because we learn it from you. How you don't know that, I don't know. I'm gonna go soon, guys. How you don't know that? We're waiting for you because you are in the head as a Muslim man. You are in the head of the deen. You like it, yeah. You like to be in the head when we are cooking for you, cleaning for you, making you happy, doing stuff, listening to you. You like it. You're like, yeah, I'm in the head. I'm on the head. Listen to me. I'm your husband. I'm a Muslim man. We are on the head. We are on head of everything. We are, like we're on top. Nice. I don't have problem with you being on top. You just have to know how to be on top. You're not on top. You don't know how to be on top. Until you know how to be on top, you cannot be on top. They have nothing to do with Islam. Well, they're in the Islam and you have to talk to them and you're running away from them. This is the problem. The majority of Muslim men all over the world if Muslim men are 10, 8 of the Muslim men all over the world are doing this thing that I'm telling you. Doesn't matter if they are in Europe or Africa, especially the African ones. That's even 9 or 9.5 that are doing it. And this person that is commenting this, if he's Muslim, he knows what I'm talking about. But he's gonna come here to argue and stuff and try to defend. This is the problem. Until if there's any good Muslim men, if there's anyone good or two left who are following what Allah tell them, not following just what they want, manipulating the deen, the way, playing, thinking that we are just 2-year-olds. If there's any good ones, I don't understand why they're not coming to condemn their fellow men that are like this. Like I'm doing. They should do it better than me. Because they should see the problem like I'm seeing it. If they're honest and good. But no. They always, when they see women like me, they always come into that woman attacking her, telling her to shut up. Or telling her that there's more that is good. There's more good ones. Or there's good ones. There's good ones. I know there's good ones. I'm not saying the whole community is rotten like there's no one single good one. Then why am I still Muslim or want to marry us? Why did I even want to marry in the community again then? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we need more good ones. There's more of the ones that are manipulating the deen. This is why the young people are neglecting the deen. I'm trying to tell you why your young people are neglecting the deen. You see? And that is not how to spell Muslim, by the way. You cannot even spell Muslim. I was disappointed in my last marriage, you see? He's here, he's trying to insult me, telling me that because I was disappointed in my last marriage. That's why I'm doing this. You see? This is how sick this community is. This is how sick this community is. I like it when they're doing this. They're exposing themselves. I love it. I love it whenever they come in to insult me or belittle me or, try to deny what I'm saying or just, I love it. They don't know that I like it when they do that because they're telling the whole world that what I'm saying is true. Look at me. Very good. Keep coming. All of the idiot ones, come out. Come out and show yourself to the world. Look at this. Just look at this. And this person, if he's fasting, and if he's Muslim, he cannot be good Muslim typing like this anyway, but let him tell if what I'm seeing is not the majority of the Muslim men. Let him swear by Allah. The majority of the Muslim men, especially African Muslim men, they're exactly like these things that I'm saying. And until they change, and even the Muslim ones abroad here too, they do it. This is why the Muslim children, they cannot take the deen seriously. The Muslim children that come from a good home is not enough. It's not many. A lot of them come from homes like this thing that I'm saying. And because they come from this type of home, their father neglecting the deen himself and then choking them to pray. When he's neglecting the deen himself, with their mother, and just even them neglecting them sometimes, because most of the time the children are going to be the product, the consequence of your work. Gambian young men are different. That's fine. Bless you. I'm not talking about you then. I'm not talking about, like Gambian young men. I'm 40. I don't know much about young men who are 20 or 30. Don't worry about it. If you know that I'm not talking about you. Don't worry defending yourself. I'm not talking about you. Hello, says. I'm talking about what I'm talking about. And you know it. You know that these things I'm talking about, they are more in the Muslim community. So it's good you are not like that. So you can listen and not ever be like that. So you be like, Amy, you are right. I saw this in the community. You cannot not see this in the community. You must be a hypocrite if you're saying you don't see this. So then what you're going to do is, you say, Amy, you are right. I saw this in the community. This is very bad. I condemned it. My fellow men should do better so we can guide the women and children to this deen. You're right. I will never be like this type of men you're talking about. This is so bad and so embarrassing. I saw it in the community. You are right. Then I will respect you and know that you are not like that. Because if your name is like you're from Gambia or Senegal, you look like you're Gambian. You cannot tell me you don't see this in the community. If your mother don't go through these things I'm saying, then your sisters or cousins or relatives or neighbors are going through it and you are seeing it. You cannot be the hypocrite to deny that. So you know that what Ami is talking about is, is the truth. Age don't matter. The prophet's first wife was old than him. You can marry young men, no problem. Depending, but no, I'm not marrying men that are way too young. I'm not used to that. Like Khadija's story. It's hard to have a man like Khadija's story. You know why? Because me, I'm not Khadija. I don't have money. So, and even if I have money, I don't want the man to marry me just because I have money or something. And I'm not going to go for the man and ask the man to marry me when I have money. I look for a poor young man who is nice and honest and decent and I ask him to marry me. I don't know. It might be possible, but I will not trust him to ask him to marry me. I'm not going to be like Khadija. That's the reality. But they say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was very good and humble. And just very, very good and loyal. That's why Khadija trusts him. But it's hard to have that type of trust now. That's the reality. I don't think I will be like Khadija in that part. If I was rich like Khadija, I don't think I would do what Khadija do. That's the reality. I don't think so at all. I'm not gonna lie. But we cannot copy everything that Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was doing. Because when you look at Khadija and Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's story, that's okay to copy. For some people it might work. For many people right now it's not going to work because people are not Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They don't have that loyalty. But when you look at Aisha's story with Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you cannot copy that. You cannot copy marrying a young girl like Aisha was married to Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam young. So you cannot always bring Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam whenever you want to do something that favors you. You just jump and bring Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam like a sick, pious person. Because Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the things that he was doing, a lot of them don't work now. You cannot do it. I don't care how good Muslim you are. It's going to make you a pedophile anyway. Try that. Try marrying a young girl like Aisha was married to Sallallahu, was given to Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. See the name, see how you're going to end up in prison. Especially in the UK. I don't think you want to do that to your own child anyway if you have a heart. So you cannot copy everything that Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was doing now, then. Especially the things that he did not tell you, if you don't do them, you're going to hell. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam could have tell you, if you don't look for a rich woman that is older and marry her, you're going to hell. If you don't have a young wife, you're going to hell. If you don't have this many wives or you're going to hell. But he did not say that. You doing it because you're evil. How are you pretending like you don't know what's happening? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam don't tell you to do any of this. Hello guys, thank you. Nobody said they are not, most men do that. No, nobody said. Most of the men are just like what I'm talking about, sis. Don't mind these people. Most of the Muslim men, especially the ones in Africa, they are exactly 8 out of 10 are exactly this topic that I've been doing all of these years. That's why a lot of them don't like me. And some of them don't even want their women to watch me, because they know that when their women watch me, they will be awake or they will have strength to stand up for themselves, And they don't want that. They want the woman to continue taking the nonsense and waiting for heaven. But they believe they will go to heaven with this woman themselves. This is the problem. Why I don't allow the nonsense from my community anymore is, these men that are doing this nonsense, they believe in their core that they're going to heaven with you, or they will go before you. That Allah will forgive them. And this is a joke. How you think that you can have a wife and neglect her for years and do what you want, and you're going to heaven too? But the wife have to bear the pain and cry so she can go to heaven. But you don't have to cry or bear pain, but you're going to heaven just because you're a man. So heaven is made for men then. Men just gonna walk into heaven. They don't have to do any work. Why? Toxic women gonna remain single the rest of their life. True. That's true. But I'm not toxic and I'm not remaining single. You're making me laugh so much. Why my tummy is paining me? I'm hungry and I'm laughing so much. And so toxic men gonna remain single. Or they might marry and they're single because the wife is not happy with them, and then they get the karma of the wife, which is that's what's happening in the community. A lot of the men, they're toxic, but they have a wife because the wife don't have a voice like me, because they're not allowed to have a voice. When they have a voice, you insult them, and when they divorce, you also insult them. So they care about those insults, which is why they're pretending and staying in that marriage and crying and looking for juju. And you see, it doesn't matter how hypocrite you are. Those toxic men, they make the woman cry every day, which is the men that I'm talking about, and they're in the din. And the fellow men that are good, if you are good, you should get up and talk to them instead of attacking me. You're sick and I'm about to block you, by the way. So let's think good before I block you. So those men that are toxic, a lot of them have wives in the Muslim community. That's the sad truth. Because the women, they're so weak. They've been programmed to be weak. Muslim women are programmed from a childhood to be weak and not to have a voice. And a lot of them are beaten as well, especially African Muslim women, or just Africans in general. They beat their children and abuse them and beat them. That can make the child to either not have confidence or to overly have confidence like me. Me, I don't take nonsense. I don't take nonsense even from the president, from the queen. I don't care who is doing me the nonsense. I will not allow it. You don't know me. By the way, me, I'm single over the years that I've been single for 5 years now. It's my choice. I end the marriage that I was in. It was just 8 months marriage anyway. The person was in Africa. When I find out that him and his wife agree and make a deal to marry me just so he can come here or what, I ended myself, by the way. And from then till now, the amount of people that every day asking to marry me. Right now, the amount of people that want to marry me, I cannot count them. It's up to me to pick one of them. And I'm going to pick one, inshallah, soon. So this your nonsense, idiotic, hopeless, toxic man comment doesn't pain me at all. Because that's not me. I know myself. I'm not toxic. I'm only toxic to the wrong people, to the toxic people. The people who are toxic, they're going to call me toxic, of course, because they're not going to like what I'm going to tell them or do. People who are honest, they love me and I'm not toxic to them. Doesn't matter if it's me or not. Even if it's me you're talking about. We're just one family, jokes aside. So when we're having a conversation, we're going to say things that the other person is not happy. But until the person continuing to bully me, I don't block people unless they continue to bully me. I'm quite open-minded with that sometimes. Lot of Muslim men, a lot of men in general, they call women toxic because those women know they're right. You don't know that? They are toxic women, that's true. And they are narcissistic toxic men too. More toxic and narcissistic men than toxic women, by the way. In love and marriages. If you are marrying a woman that loves you. If you not marry a woman just because she have a nice body or she have money or whatever. If you choose woman that love you, and the woman also choose men that love us. If, for example, you choose 5 women that love you and the woman choose 5 men that love them and we all get married. More of the marriage have problem, God forbid. More of the problem is going to come from the men. That is like that all over the world. Even the Western world, they know that. That's why the women, they're independent here. That's why you don't want us to be independent. You African men, especially you African men under the mango tree. You hate independent women because you know the independent women, they're going to make you discipline yourself by force. You're going to be disciplined or you're not going to have a wife. And you don't want to be disciplined. So you against the independent women because you don't want to be disciplined. We know that. You think we don't know that? Us independent women, we are very clever. Us awakened women, women who know how to defend themselves, we are very clever. We know all your games. Some women that are not they're sleeping. Your game can work for them, not us. And you know that. That's why you're afraid of us, a lot of you. So you're coming against us instead of you against your fellow men that are doing this. So we can all have peace. No. You're going to come against us. That's not going to make us shut up. That's just you showing the whole world who you are. And you're going to go give us more power to ready to defend ourselves. A lot of men call women toxic because they know they are right. Human in general. They like to call people who know they are right toxic. Even parents, when you know you're right, the parents don't like it. Unless they have to be very good and honest, kind, loving. If not, you know you're right, your parents will call you toxic child. You don't know that? At work, you have a boss that is evil. If you know you're right, your boss will call you toxic and sack you. You're losing your job. You just have to stand up for yourself and you're leaving. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. So let's just be adult. The word toxic, I'm not afraid of it. Doesn't matter it's me you are directing it or other women. People use every word now to shut people down. You just have to be immune to all the words. You have to be immune to every nonsense. If you want to live on this earth. Especially when you're like me, you have a voice to talk. And you're ready to talk. You rather die than not talking the truth. So don't worry saying that toxic women are going to remain single forever. That's true. But me, I'm not a toxic woman. And a lot of women are not toxic. And they're not going to remain single forever. They're just not in a hurry to go with a bad man because of this type of word that you're saying. They know that a lot of men are not good. Just like a lot of women are not good too. So they're going to wait for the good man. So they're not in a hurry. and they love themselves enough. They're comfortable with life. They're not rushing for man to buy them bread or to buy them dress. They're just comfortable waiting. They're not in a hurry. They don't care. You don't know that. I think you know it anyway. You just, want to insult us. But anyway, like I said, guys, I have a headache because I'm fasting and screaming, and I can't drink water. So, you know me, I don't know how to talk slow. So I have a headache. I'm going to end the video soon to go and rest and pray. I might come back when I eat later on tonight. But this is serious, man. I just pray that I love my community. I pray we know our problem and we tell the truth, especially the men. They're our problem. The men are our problem. I saw some men on TikTok now. They know that. They're agreeing to the reality. They're making videos about this type of men. Salute to them. But a lot of them, they don't want to agree to that. Yeah, everybody's running away from toxic people. African men and African women. Blue, green woman, green man. Everyone's to run away from toxic people right now. Friendship, even relative, toxic job, toxic anything. Everyone should learn how to love themselves, look after themselves and their health. Mën naa ma ñëw si guddi ma wax xolof wala suba waaye duma mën a waxaat xolof fi mu ne nii sama bopp bay métti maa ngi yuuxu te maa ngi xoor maa ngi mar te duma mën a naan taxa nga man maa bëgg ndox so damay ñëw dem noppale ko tuuti balaa maa commencé togg reer. Waxi community bu ma dee wax rek laay wax waaye waxi weeru koor laay wax lu tax suñ gune yi du ñuy jël diine ji serious ndig mag ñi nga xam ne ñooy néglet diine ji surtout mag ñu góor ñi nga xam ne fa ñuy neti diine ji te lu leen neex def te suñ waxee ñu tëb di feteg yi jàpp yi julli ñooñu rek laay wax ñooñu yàgg naa koo wax waaye loolu laa doon wax ci àngale. He's saying as to talk Wolof. He knows what I'm talking about. I have one language for my community all these years. Which is how they manipulate the deen and just manipulate women and children to get away with it, especially the men. They are the problem, the ones that do this. The ones that don't do it is not many. But the problem is, I don't know why they're afraid of these other men. They cannot stand up and tell them the truth. They're always against it, us when we are talking. Some of them, they come here and they say, you're right, you're telling the truth. Pardon me. I really need water because last night I have a big meal. Hey, you know me, I love food. When I break my fast, I eat so much that I couldn't eat again the whole time. Because of the amount of giant food I have. I couldn't even drink water or nothing. Anything I try to drink, is my tummy is like, Amy, you want me to die or what? It's not gonna go. The food was like here, all the way here. So then I just had to continue like that. Which is why now I'm dying. I need water or something because me, I love water. Subhanallah. But yeah, it's not that bad. It should be. We don't have long to go. Yeah, it's already coming to 3:30. So, but we are gonna eat like around 8 o'clock. I'm not hungry, like I said, because I already have a giant meal last night. It's just, I'll wait tonight. Tonight I must wait what I'm gonna eat. Ooh, no. Hopefully I will not eat a lot again like that. But I'm very bad at that. Every Ramadan when I fast, when I say I'm not gonna eat a lot, I end up eating a lot. But yeah, just the community is amazing and beautiful. But I just want people to know that why a lot of Muslim people are neglecting the deen now, especially African Muslims, because that's what I know more. Especially Gambia and Senegal, it's because they saw the men neglecting the deen themselves. You see, this one saying, please don't open our Gambian women's eyes. I'm glad you write that. That's Aliu. The guy that was saying toxic women cannot get married, he said that I should not open the women's eyes. You see, it's God that make him write this. Allah make him wrote this. This is true. He's serious there. Lot of them don't want us to open, us that are awakened. They don't want us to open the women's eyes, especially me, Amiju. They know me. I've been talking for 5 years. They know me very well. I love the women. I'm talking for myself and all of the women and even my daughter and my family members. But I don't always side the women. I every day tell them to stop bleaching their skin so they can have a nice, healthy, young, beautiful skin like this. And they can promote dark skin for their children to have confidence with their dark skin. And for them to have a healthy body and have genuine love for themselves. And a lot of them hate me for that because a lot of them bleach. So if I was citing the women, I would not talk about skin bleaching. Do you know the amount of enemy skin bleaching give me? And I always talk about it all these years. I even have family members that bleach, and I love them. But I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about the community issue in general. I talk about women, especially single mothers, who don't have self-love and respect for themselves because of stress. Anytime the woman loses self-love and respect for herself, it's because of stress. I talk about single mothers who allow men to sleep with them all the time, or sleeping with people's husbands, or go out drinking, dancing, sleeping with people like an effing 20-year-old that is lost. I talk about women who compete with each other, buying every dress and every handbag because the other woman buy it. I talk about women who just spend all day on the phone gossiping all day. I talk about bad in-laws, bad mothers who beat their children every day. Me, I talk about everything that the women are doing in my community. I only don't talk about men only, no. I talk about stuff that I did even and I'm not supposed to do. Even though they use it against me to insult me every day, I still talk about it. Me, I'm not here for about men only, no. But if you are a man who don't like women, or you are a woman who just don't like, you cannot like your fellow women, then you're going to be like, Amie Jobe is only talking about man. But that's not the truth. You maybe don't know my videos, or you are just hypocrite. I don't just talk about men, never. And I talk about my own story all the time. So me, I'm here to do work there. Don't see me like this, and you know that. It's just you don't want the truth because you don't want to change. You rather me to shut up than you changing, because it's easier for you if I shut up than you changing. The way this person respects single mother though, it's hard for them to have men who love them because of their toxic. Some single mothers are, yes. I would say many. That one I think is many, you're right. Not all, but many. Many single mothers are toxic. I talk about that too. Toxic in a way that they don't know how to love a man, even if they have a good man. And they don't know how to love themselves and protect themselves. They're angry with men, but they're still allowing men to be sleeping with them and even dating people's husbands. And they're beating their children every day, shouting and hitting the children. That's a big karma. Anyone that is suffering children in this world will not have peace. That's why Africa cannot develop. Africa have a lot of karma from the children and women. That's why Africa can never develop. A lot of women and children are crying in Africa because of men neglecting them, choosing what favors them. That's why those men, when they grow up, they come to your government, they're going to make you cry too. You enjoyed when you were doing it to them when they were young, yeah. So now how are you going to expect them to now be loyal? You're going to order them from China? Now you think when they're grown, you're going to order them from China? No, it's the same product that you brought up, that they're going to give you back. Exactly what you reap, you have to sow what you reap. So what happens is, until our community, especially African community, especially African Muslims, look at their problem and focus on it, like I'm doing all these years. I'm focusing on our problem all these years. If we don't do that, we cannot have peace, we cannot have successful nothing. Even the deen, people are going to continue to neglect it, the young people, because they see the adults are neglecting it, especially the men. But they're doing it in a hypocrite way. They're doing it in a way that favors them. Some single women are toxic. But the African single women, lot of them, their toxic way, single mothers, lot of them, their toxic way is not the same with other people toxic, that are from the West. They have little difference because of the cultural differences. But a lot of the African men, they don't want to marry single mothers or just men in general. It's not because the single mothers are toxic. They always meet a nice, kind, loving single mother and they try to get her to bed and then they dump her. Not because she's toxic. It's because they don't want to be there for her and her children. They want to choose someone who is single because it's easier for them. They even say that I'm not going to bring up somebody else's children. They're not my children. And a lot of them will come in and then they're going to sexually abuse your children, by the way, because they don't even see them as their children. A lot of these men themselves, they're so wicked and effed up. Doesn't matter if what deen they come, what religion they come from or what language, but especially the people from Africa. A lot of the men, we have more wicked men that think of themselves only, doesn't matter they're Muslim or not, than the men that think of the woman and children. This is our problem. This is why you cannot even have good government. If the men are 10, 8 of them don't give a F. They only think of themselves and what's favor them. They don't think that when they marry somebody and the person is good and they're good to the person, this can benefit them, even if the children is not theirs. Because if you're there for the child and you're good, the child most likely they're going to be there for you when they grow up, just like you're their father. Especially if you're Muslim. You're going to have good deed from it, isn't it? But no. They don't want to marry somebody with children for the most part. And some of them will look for somebody with children just to abuse them. Because they're going to see like Amy Job have children now. So if I take her now, she's going to just give up because nobody will take her. So it's like I'm taking her, I'm doing her a favor. And then when they take you, they want you to have more children so they can trap you and keep you. And think that when they give you more children, now you're gonna give up. You'll be like, oh, I already have this plus this one, so let me just stay here now and die no matter what. You see what I mean? So they can ground you there, so they can continue now, some of them, and do their idiotic behavior, which is even to cheat, lie, marry somebody else they want, cannot meet your need. Not cannot, don't do it. Even if they have the money to meet your need, the Allah said, they don't do it. They save the money for business, house, other women. They don't use the money for you like Allah tell them. So some people look for single mothers. They target single mothers just to use and abuse them. Doesn't matter if they're Muslim or not. A lot of men do that. So beware if you're a single mother. But this video is not for single mother. It was just for the whole, for why people are neglecting the deen, the root cause of it, that people don't talk about. That's what this video was. But I do single mother videos sometime. I'll do one again soon, inshallah. But yeah, it's true some single mothers are toxic because they have a lot of pain, especially if they have pain growing up, and then now they have a bad man, you know, and have children with the bad man. Because a lot of single mothers, especially African single mothers, they do have children with the wrong man. It's not like their choice, like I'm just gonna get pregnant and be single. And just a lot of women in general, I think. So they have that pain, plus the pain that they have when they're growing up. Because a lot of us, our parents beat us and trouble us growing up. That alone is a pain. And a lot of you men go through that too, which is why you're very wicked. It's because the way they beat you when you're young, they train you to be wicked. So you have to learn to undo that and have a new brain, new kind loving brain, honest brain. A brain that don't just think of what's favor you and money and food and what's favor you. No. You think of the other person. Think of the karma. Think of the right thing that Allah tell you to do. You do that, the problem is going to gradually calm down. But you men continuing, all you horrible men continuing to do your horrible behavior and blaming women, it's just going to make the women to be more angry, and they're going to give up the deen more, and the children are going to be more angry and give up the deen more, and the whole community is going to get more effed up. I'm telling you this. Thank you so much. Me, never. I'm not going to be second wife of nobody. So yeah, just the Muslim men have to stop being selfish, the ones that are selfish, which is a lot of them. Stop thinking about wives all the time. They want to look for second and third wife like a sick idiot. They have to learn how to appreciate what they got and appreciate themselves and love themselves and focus on themselves and the deen. Focus on making this wife happy and the children. And their favorite so-called word is that there's plenty of women in the world, so we are marrying them. If you don't marry them, who will marry them? It's more women than men. What a sick way of talking. That's a lie, by the way. And even if that was true, since when do you love women that much? Since when do you love women so much that now you feel sorry for them that they don't have husbands? You that is always criticizing women, insulting them, belittling them. Even when you marry them, they become your enemy. You're every day fighting with them. You cannot be a kind, loving man to them and do what Allah told you at all. Even in the bedroom, you cannot. But now from nowhere, you love us so much, you want to marry us because we are many. How? What a hypocrite. Yeah, I'm fasting. I'm tired. I can't even talk. I'm dying. I need to go because my throat is just... So yeah, I'm gonna go, guys. If you guys want people to take the deen more serious, you the man of the deen, we are waiting for you. The man of the deen, the man of the deen, we are the women, as you know, we are behind you. You don't want us to be behind you, yeah? When it's come to this. When it's come to this, you want us to be ahead of you now and be good Muslim and just take all the abuse and nonsense you are doing and waiting for heaven. We take all the nonsense so we can go to heaven. Because you don't want to change. Only this part is when Muslim men that are bad, which is a lot of them, bad to their wives and children, and just think about themselves, you know, and marrying different women and stuff, you know, neglecting the deen. These Muslim men, they only want us Muslim women to be ahead of them. When it's come to their nonsense, they want us to be ahead of them and be the good one, to take their nonsense and quiet and be in the marriage, not divorce, not talk, and allow them to not do what Allah tell them and get away with it. That's when they're telling us to look at Allah. Marriage is for Allah, which means they're telling us to be ahead of them, to look at Allah. Why are they not looking at Allah? But apart from that, they jumping ahead of us every day. They every day telling us, I am, you know, we are in the head, we are your husband, whatever, you know. Hello, Ramadan Mubarak. I have to go, guys. Every day they're telling us we are in the head, we are your husband. But when it's come to them being in the head by being a good leader, they come back down to zero. Lot of them will be on the floor crawling. This is serious. They're crawling on the floor when it's time for them to be on the head and do good and tell the truth and do what Allah tell them and stop doing what favors them and just being fake Muslim. I'm a Muslim. That whoever that is, yeah, you're asking somebody if he's a Muslim. Yeah. What is he saying? I will take that abuse. It is important the woman knows her right. Oh, you will take the abuse, you mean? So the woman, for her to take her right, you mean you will not take that abuse? I think you are saying you will not take the abuse, but you say you take the abuse. Do you mistake that or what? Says you will take the abuse. Then bless you. Me, I will not take any abuse from a man. Yeah, okay. So we have to know our right, but a lot of them, they don't want us to know our right, because if we know our right, we will not take their nonsense. And if we know our right, that means they have to change. These ones that have to change, which is many of them, by the way. Many Muslim men have to change the hell than the ones that are not changing, than the ones that don't need change. You guys are lucky my English are not good. Imagine if my English were good, what I would be saying. Many Muslim men, they need to change the hell. We have many men that have to change than the ones that don't need change. And they know it. But they don't want people to talk because they don't want to change. So they want us to learn how to cope with their nonsense. You know, that's why a lot of women in my community, Gambia and Senegal, they click their video. They're like, marriage is for to bear the pain. Marriage is to suffer and bear the pain and wait for Jannah. Marriage is for Allah. Marriage is for you to take the pain. You guys stop copying the Western women. Marriage is not nice. Marriage is full of pain. Me, if I tell you what I go through, you see all the men flying on the live video. Yes, sister, tell it. Tell them. Hey, all these single mothers telling women to get out of their marriage and not take nonsense. Hey, they don't want you to be married there. Tell them the truth, sister. I love you. They're so evil. They love women like that who don't know their right or are afraid of their right. They know that the woman should know her right and the woman shouldn't be afraid. They know it. But they're like telling her, oh, that's good. They're telling her that's good. And they know that a lot of our mothers, they die because of depression. A lot of our mothers die young because they have a bad husband for years. Until some of them divorce or the man die and the pain is there. Because especially if the mother grew up in a pain that people beat her up, treat her bad when she was young, which a lot of us do come from a home like that. Especially our mothers and even us. You come from a home that you've been abused the rest of your life. You go to school, people beat you as well and abuse you in the school in Africa. You come home, people beat you and abuse you. You go to school, they beat you and abuse you. You are a boy, that's even worse. You go to the Quran school, they beat you and abuse you. You come home, they beat you and abuse you. And now you grow up as a woman. You have a husband who is also still beating you by doing the wrong thing. You have so much pain and you're not allowed to talk. Because when you talk, they call you amijo. They call you depressed and whatever, you know, stressed, bad, whatever. So you're quiet, pretending, faking that everything is fine. This is why they die young. A lot of our mothers are dying young. They cannot live long. 100-year-old, very rare now. Bad food included too and stuff, but they're dying young most of the time because of stress. Stress kills you. You cannot grow old with stress. You don't know that? Chronic stress inside. You have pain, you bury pain inside. It's not gonna work. What video is not good? Anyway, may I have to go, guys. The phone is not charged and I'm just gonna go. Can't be bothered charging it now. As a man, your responsibility to your wife to take care of her nature. Exactly. And her here for her. And now. Exactly. Bless you, brother. I don't know if you are a man or a woman, sorry. This is what they have to do. If Muslim men do what Allah tell them, the whole world, all the women in the world will become Muslim just so you can marry them. I swear to Allah. Because if the Muslim man do what Allah tell them, they will be the best man in bed. Because in bed, Allah is giving them good reward for making love to their wife. This is serious. It's not like I'm talking about it because I love making love and stuff. No. I'm just telling you, this is serious. Think about it. Making love to your wife, Allah will reward you. From start to finish, the angels, they are writing goods. Ask the Muslim people, they'll tell you. Why the Muslim men cannot even spend 10, 15, 20 minutes or 1 hour to make their wives happy? A lot of them just jump in the woman like a 5 minute, they're done like a chicken. Like a sick chicken. Why they doing that if they care about Allah and deen and good, you know, the goods that the angel writing? Why? It's like they don't care about it. But then, the same time, they jump in to marry somebody else because Allah says so. Do you see this? If they were doing that, the whole world will become Muslim for them to marry them. Because they will be the best men in bed. If Muslim men do what Allah tell them, they will be the best man in bed. Apart, you know, more than all other men in the world. This is true. I always question myself this question. Think about it, guys. Like I said, I'm going to go, the video is going to go off. Yes, every woman is like that. Every human being is like that. When we are hot, we have to voice it out. To voice out your hot doesn't mean that you're bad. But because human beings are negative and fake, and human beings are stressed and don't know how to manage stress, when somebody voice out, they call you negative and insult you and put you down. Life is not always chocolatey. This is why all relationships are failing too. Even when you have a friend, even your own child now, you're not allowed to tell them the truth or voice out whatever. They call you toxic parent. Depend. I'm not saying you should beat them and strangle them or just over abuse them. I'm not saying that. But you're allowed to shout when you're angry, shout and scream when you have to. You're just human. Or just voice out. But why the community don't want people to voice out, especially women, is because they don't want the woman to have right. They're afraid of everything that will give woman voice. The moment they see little sign that this woman is having voice, they're like, she's changing now. Amy's changing now. Oh my God, today she said this. She's changing. How is that I'm changing? I'm just telling you how I feel. If you care for me, you should hug me and cuddle me and make me feel better and relaxed and tell me not to worry that you are not like that, or not to worry that this is not going to happen again. Come on. We're just adults. You cannot manipulate me and make me feel like I shouldn't say that. I'm horrible for saying that. I'm not mad. I know what I'm saying is the truth. You cannot change it. You understand? Anyway, I have to go, guys, but I'm sorry that you guys are here, sis. I'm sorry you came late. The phone is not charged and I'm gonna go. I might come back tonight after I eat. It says it's 10% left. It's gonna die soon. When you tell them your husband abuse you, Gambian people will say that what the wife do. Exactly. Gambian people, when you tell them your husband beat you or your husband abuse you, they say, what are you doing to make him do that? Look at this kind of question. That's the whole Muslim community, by the way, especially African community. Even if you're not Muslim, you get asked this question. African community, you get asked this question. What are you doing to make him do that? You must not listen to him, that's why. In Gambia, even when you go to police and Senegal, your husband abuse you, hurt you, broke your tooth, or break your eye, you go to the police station. The police people have the gut to ask you this in the middle of the police station. They like, you must annoy him, yeah. You must not listen to him. You guys now, you're copying the Western women. That's why the problem must be from you. I am so, if you were listening, this will not happen to you. The police people will tell you this, guys. How mad is this? Because themselves, they abuse their women. A lot of the policemen and police and soldiers and stuff. Africa government people, they're more abusive. A lot of them. They're worse, especially the police and stuff. A lot of them abuse their women, beat them and abuse them, and always have girlfriends and do whatever they want and marry somebody else, do whatever they want. That's their job. A lot of them are like that. So they don't like it when the other woman come to them because the man is doing the same. You see what I mean? They're gonna tell her to get to hell because they know that they're like that. This is why it's hard in this community, because even your own father could be like that, your brother could be like that, your uncle, the imam you're going could be like that. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna get help from? Where? All of them that you are running to, they're like that. Almost all of them. Even if it's a woman, the woman have a husband like your husband or worse. That's why the woman is telling you to go back to your marriage, because her marriage is worse than yours. That's not going to be our solution though, because people are waking now. This is human right now. You understand? Do you guys understand that? You think human right is just for white people to stop slaving people and that's it? No. You have to behave your entire generation too. Why aren't you replying? Replying to what? Haram. What is haram? Who are you talking to? This president of Ukraine. You have the picture of the president of Ukraine. So it's like that, guys. I'm gonna go, but yeah, we're gonna have more of this conversation, inshallah, this during the Ramadan. And I'm gonna try to do evening because like I can have then more energy and stuff, and to give me time to digest my food instead of just like what I did last night, eat a big meal and then end up in bed, and it's like the food was not digest or what. That's why I'm still not hungry. I'm just thirsty, but I'm not hungry. But as soon as I chat another man, I am a bad woman. Yes, they always chatting with every woman and they have no respect for their wives. Lot of the Muslim men, especially African Muslim men. On Facebook, everywhere they're chatting with people, even me. They always send me message until now. And when I tell them, are you not married? Why are you chatting to me as a woman? Am I not allowed to have two wives? And I'll be like, what in the world, man? They know me anyway, but some of them that don't know me, they try me. They always have girlfriends, even in this Edinburgh. Lot of women that dating married men, they break their fellow women marriages or make the woman cry in her marriage because her husband is sick and you allowing him to date you because he's lying, telling you, I'm allowed to have 3-4 wives. Let him get to hell. He allowed to have 3-4 wives. Then he have to go with you to Starbucks, to the cafe Starbucks in front of everybody. You have coffee until you know each other. Let him marry you. Why he have to sneak in your house just because he want to marry somebody? No, he's coming for something. And these women, they know it, but they don't care about their fellow women. They don't care to stress, these other women and break their marriages. Me, I'm so proud of myself that I don't do that. To fear, never. Me, I'm a joke. Never I go around dating married men, breaking homes. That's why I'll never even allow somebody who is married to marry me. I don't care if the wife agree to it. I'm not doing it. I don't know why you agree to it. You're very weird. And I wonder if you love your husband. But anyway, I will not do it. Thank you. Take your husband. What type of love is that? Anyway, I'm going. Most men can't handle one lady. Yes. And then most financially, exactly, can't handle more than one. Financially, they cannot even handle one woman. And their money is for other women and girlfriend or business or house, building houses and stuff. But not for you, like Allah told you to clothe the woman, house the woman, feed the woman. These three. Rarely ever a Muslim woman completing these three. Very few Muslim men that complete these three. Lot of those ones that complete it will abuse the woman. She have to pay the price for that. They'll tell her, it's me who do everything here, so you listen to me. I'm your husband, you're not going anywhere. Shut up, I'm talking, you're talking. Especially African, it's worse. I pay the bills, I feed you, I clothe you, I house you. What else do you want? Shut up. Especially if they want to marry somebody else and you talk. Hey, they're like, how dare you talking? You think you can control me? I'm doing everything that Allah tell me to do with you. So you shut up, I'm marrying somebody else, I don't care. But the same Allah did not tell you that if you don't marry this somebody else, you're going to hell. That's not Islam. You know what Allah loves most? It's not even praying. It's not even fasting or marrying somebody. It's for you to make your fellow woman happy. Sorry, your fellow Muslim happy genuinely. Either you make them smile by being nice to them, or you say good things about them, or you do good for them. Making your fellow Muslim happy is what Allah loves most. It's one of the biggest rewards as a Muslim. And a lot of Muslims don't even know it because they don't do it, they don't practice it. They don't teach it, to their children. So if that's your job, to make other Muslims happy, are you not going to make your wife happy first? Is that not going to be your priority? Because to make your wife happy alone, that is another reward. The reward for making your wife happy is endless. The reward for even making love with your wife as a Muslim man is endless from start to finish. Do you think if you follow all of those rules, do you think you're not going to be best friend to your wife so much that even if you want to jump and marry somebody else, not when she doesn't like it, because you will not want to hurt her, but because you don't care about those rules. That's why you don't give a F about her. She can get to hell, you're going to get married regardless. This video is going to go off any minute, guys. I better end it before it's going to go off on me, as always. Some men, you see their wife pictures online on Facebook and they look not cared of. Exactly. For. Yes, they don't look after the woman. The woman looks so ugly and old and tired and suffering. And then they see a nice looking woman like Amijo, for example, because I eat healthy, drink water. And I'm not allowing men to sleep with me every time. I plan my life how to have peace, which is why you see me like this. I look nice and healthy, and you want to marry me and ruin me. You want to marry me and come and stress me, so I look like your wife. So I'm gonna remind you guys again before this phone go up. This video is to remind us the reason why us Muslim women especially are not taking this deen serious, especially the young ones, and even the young boys too, and even people my age and younger. Because the men who are in the head of the deen, but they only want to be in the head when he favors them, not when they have to be in the head by doing good. But they want to be in the head when they're controlling the woman. Only. Apart from that, they go back underneath. They are the reason why this Ramadan a lot of Muslims are not fasting. And they are the reason why a lot of Muslims are neglecting the deen, especially the young Muslim. They can see the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is so much that they're even questioning the deen, subhanallah. This is serious. That's the truth. The hypocrisy is so much in the Muslim community, and the people that are supposed to talk, they don't talk. And when you talk, they're against you. And them that are supposed to talk, they don't talk. This is why the deen, people are neglecting the deen. You understand? So, if you feel like the deen is being neglected and you don't like it, change, especially if you're a man. Learn to respect the deen, especially when it comes to marriage. Learn to prioritize the marriage and do good. Set that example that you're following the deen like what Allah told you. And then the young people will follow. And your wife most likely will follow. And we all have peace. Until then, you continue playing your games. The game shall continue, yeah? Game of life. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm going to see you guys again. Have a happy Ramadan. I pray that no matter what, we should still learn to believe in whatever religion we are in. Every religion have people who are using it to manipulate it. That's the reality. No religion is perfect. That's why people just abandon religion altogether. But you got nothing to lose for believing your religion. Doesn't matter what religion you're in. If you do your best, the religion is going to guide you. No religion is here to ruin you. Only if you allowed it. Or you using the religion to ruin others. Because no religion is going to tell you that if you don't do this, you're going to hell. If you look at it, especially as a Muslim. All of the things that they're telling you, these people are doing to manipulate people, it's not like by force they have to do it or they're not going to go to heaven. No. They're just doing it because they're heartless, thinking about themselves only. That's the reality. Use your heart. Doesn't matter what religion you are. Use your heart. Because in this generation, only your heart can work. People are independent now, yeah. Human rights. That's why no more slavery now, yeah. So, let's just all do the right thing. Especially the men that are in the head of this deen. Do the right thing. Do the kind, loving men that they are. Be on the top like they are. By doing the right thing. Not going under the ground when they have to do right thing. And when they want us to die, then they jump on the roof. We know the game. We're not mad. Yeah, hello. Even Amijo, I know how to operate my iPhone now. Me that I never been to school growing up. I know how to operate my iPhone and talk. Everyone is awakening now. So please, just give up. Nobody is going back to 19-0. Give up the hell and behave yourself. You know yourself. Then you are developing the deen. That's how you develop the deen. Then people will marry you and be good wife and bring good children, and people will wear hijab and do salam alaikum, nice quiet Muslim women, and we can all have peace, inshallah. Thank you for watching. See you guys again soon, inshallah. Bye. See you guys.